Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. And for this particular video, ladies and gentlemen, let me know the specific town you are watching us from. And for those who've been following this channel, I've opined severally that a major political war is about to erupt in Kenya Kwanza. And it's just a matter of time. And the truth of the matter is that we are going to witness three kinds of wars in Kenya Kwanza. Let me just explain for you guys the three kinds of wars which we are definitely going to witness in Kenya Kwanza. Some are already manifesting themselves. The first war that is going to happen is what I call factional wars within Kenya Kwanza. And this war is going to involve the allies of William Ruto and the allies of Rigathi Gachagua. It's basically confined to UDA party. And because of that war, William Ruto decided to postpone the UDA grassroots elections. Let me ask you, do you think Rigathi Gachagua is not fighting with William Ruto? The truth is, silently, they are fighting. And that's why, if you go to Mount Kenya today, there's a group of people who are allied officially to Rigathi Gachagua. And they are led by the Nyeri Governor Kahiga. Again, in the same mountain, there are those whose allegiance are still with William Ruto. You can count in this camp someone like Nandi Nyoro. So we are going to witness that kind of war. And in fact, if you look at Kenya Kwanza, the way it's, UDA as the way it is confined, the way it is structured, you can clearly tell that, for example, Nandi Nyoro, Silvanus Osoro, and others are with William Ruto, and they are fighting Rigathi Gachagua. And that's why, at that particular time, I think it's somewhere in Western Kenya, Osoro attacked Rigathi Gachagua. The second war, which we are going to witness in Kenya Kwanza, is what I call Kenya Kwanza internal war. And this is going to involve the allies of Rigathi Gachagua and Musalia Mudavadi. And it's going to happen because of two reasons. Number one, the 2027 running mate. And number two, the 2032 presidential election. Rigathi Gachagua believes that it's going to be the presidential candidate in 2032. But there are those who believe that William Ruto is actually grooming Musalia Mudavadi for 2032. And of course, there was this story that there's a possibility that William Ruto will decide to replace Rigathi Gachagua as a running mate. And that's why Rigathi Gachagua has been busy consolidating his base in Mount Kenya. And this war is already out. The other day, you had Boni Halwale attacking Cleophas Malala, and he accused Malala of being sponsored by Rigathi Gachagua. He accused Malala, Kawaya, Hassan Omar, and who else of being used by Rigathi Gachagua to frustrate senior politicians from other regions. So basically, it's a war between Rigathi Gachagua and Musalia Mudavadi. The third war, which is going to form the basis of this analysis, is the war between UDA senators, or let me just put it in general, Kenya Kwanza legislative arm, that is the senators and MPs versus the executive. The executive is basically the cabinet secretaries. And it's just a matter of time. In fact, it's going to explode. And it has already started. The war between Samson Cherargei, the Nandi Senator, and Kipchumba Murkomen is just the beginning. We are going to witness. It's going to explode. But earlier today, Samson Cherargei issued a statement. And that statement shocked me. And Kenyans are wondering whether William Ruto is really listening to what Samson Cherargei is trying to say. So in this video, I want to analyze that statement by Cherargei where he accused Kipchumba Murkomen of taking 15 billion bribe from Chinese. Listen to Cherargei before we proceed.
So these were the issues, the three questions I didn't want to be personal, but it seems he has, and I want to say without fear of contradiction, personally, sinunui uoga, because bei ya uoga ilishuka, hata wakinipea free, siwezi nunua. So I know truth will always stand with me. The people like Jean Marie Serone, the people who stood with the right are still remembered because they stood with the people. I want to assure my people of Nandi and the great people of Kenya, we shall continue speaking the truth and doing our oversight work without fear of anybody, including 10% from Chinese. You don't go and eat 10% of Chinese and come and vomit out our legs. We'll call you out when time comes. And I still have many doors here to show when the CS visited. That one is too hot, eh? Can we? He visited, I'm trying to get China Wuyi. In China, he has visited China severally. And you heard at the floor of the house defending Chinese contractors. Where will the hustler contractors who voted for us go if you are giving them contract? Because he received a bribe, and I am daring him to come clean on the allegation of receiving $100 million US from China Wuyi when he visited in the month of between June and October. I want him to come out and tell the country. Because every time when he came to insult me in the funeral, he defended the Chinese contractor. Who will defend Kenyans who are contractors? Or does it mean Kenyans, we don't have capacity of doing roads? Even slashing and clocking drainages, do we need Chinese to come and slash? Where will our young people who do not have jobs go? So I want to dare him to tell the country what agreement did they agree on allegations of receiving $100 million US from China, where he was paid an afroad of $50 million US. And we have all the facts. We have the flight manifest. We know where the money is in Dubai. It is that some of us are just keeping what we call decency. But it has reached a time that the country must know the truth. And that is why he decided to ensure he gets protection from the house so that some of us do not speak and tell the country the truth. So no questions. I will rest at that. I will keep in touch. I'll just give you the one of KQ so that you can get you can share, because I have a copy, so that you get that specification of that aircraft. And I know media have been very critical to him going around the world. He has been trying to mobilize resources and ensure those resources are brought to the country. My only problem has been cabinet secretaries who sleep on the job.
Now that's Samson Cherargei, the senator for Nandi, attacking none other than Kipchumba Murkomen. None other than Kipchumba Murkomen. And I also hope that you followed the Senate proceedings yesterday when Samson Cherargei was kicked out. So in this video, I want us to try and analyze the whole situation between Cherargei and Kipchumba Murkomen. But before you do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But before I dive in, just let me take a second to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee which they sent to me earlier today. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen, because it goes a long way in supporting the channel. A cup of coffee only goes for 200 bob, but you can do more. Ladies and gentlemen, let me dive in. Why do you think Cherargei attacked Kipchumba Murkomen the way he did? I'm asking myself that question because this encounter began in a funeral somewhere in Nandi, where Cherargei challenged Kipchumba Murkomen over some roads. Then when Murkomen took the mic, he attacked Cherargei. And Cherargei never took it lightly. And funnily, as much as the entire country outside the Kalenjin nation, most people sided with the Kipchumba Murkomen because Kipchumba Murkomen felt that Cherargei wanted to lower William Ruto to be a Kalenjin leader. The locals in Nandi are 100% behind Cherargei over that issue. So it has now escalated to the Senate. And for me, it's significant because of the following. Number one, major corruption scandals in Kenya Kwanza. When you talk of the figures Cherargei talked about, 100 million US dollars. If you convert those figures, they are over 15 billion Kenyan shillings. Do you know how much 15 billion Kenyan shillings is? The deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, has been talking of Jubilee corruption. All of them are under 20 billion. My friend, that's a major corruption scandal. And several questions are being asked. Who is Kipchumba Murkomen taking the bribe on behalf? Because you can't tell me that if it's true, because the guy has challenged Kipchumba Murkomen to proceed. And then it's going to unleash evidence. If it's true that this guy received that bribe, and of course Kenyans have been also questioning the lifestyle of Kipchumba Murkomen of late, because it's not the usual Kipchumba Murkomen. This is a guy who now puts on sneakers of 120,000 plus, watches of 3-4 million, you know. So who is he taking these bribes for? Swalanyeti. The second question which Kenyans are asking is, when will investigations be launched? Because there's no way Cherargei can just talk of this corruption scandal and the entire Kenya Kwanza is silent. Are they planning to initiate investigations? And lastly, the question is there a chance that William Ruto might actually occasion a cabinet reshuffle as a result of the accusation? Swalanyeti. Is there that chance? Because let's face it. Let's face the reality. The reality is that that's just a single ministry and a single Chinese, or maybe a consortium of Chinese companies. Can William Ruto say, okay, Kipchumba Murkomen, hii kazi imekushinda, give space for someone else? Number two, from what Cherargei is saying, it is also now clear that there is serious fallout in Kenya Kwanza. And this serious fallout is actually caused by corruption. These people are fighting over corruption. So is Cherargei defending corruption? I don't think so. The fight is about the share. And that's why I stated that a major fallout in Kenya Kwanza is going to occur, pitting the legislator or the legislature versus the executive, where the MPs, senators are going to gang up against the cabinet because they believe most of those cabinet ministers are making billions. But for them, wako tu pale. So, serious fallout. People are eating alone. And that's the main issue. Don't be cheated. If Kipchumba Murkomen was wise, he would have dropped something for Cherargei. But because the fight is now public, Cherargei is fighting in. What I don't understand is how William Ruto has failed to tame these guys. Number three, it is also now clear that there is a kind of emergence of, let me not use the word mafia, but there's an emergence of challenging men around Ruto. And these guys are actually being mentioned, not for very good reasons. Chirchir is being mentioned over the oil scandal. Farouk Kibet has always been accused. The other day I did a video about a clique who are calling the shots around Ruto. Let me share that link below so that if you missed it, actually I'm going to pin that comment. I'm going to pin that video in the first comment so that after you finish this, if you missed that video, you can rewatch it again. So there's that emergence of the mafia. So Kenyans should start monitoring very closely whatever is happening in the ministry, those specific ministries. Number 4, Cherargei, he's also a very smart guy, as much as sometimes people, he's smart, but, you can call him what you want. But he's also raising a very fundamental question. The question of the hustlers versus the dynasties. Because if you campaigned on the platform of the hustler, and then you go and bring the Chinese to do contract in Nandi, what about the hustlers in Kenya? And by the way, there's a story which should be highlighted. There is this contractor who was supposed to do some 5-kilometer road from Mamboleo Junction all the way to sites at Kibosuko. The contractor has been moved away from site. I asked the other day, I was told he's been taken to Kapsabet. That's a road which Uhuru Kenyatta left when the contractor was on site. The contractor was, personally, I thought because I used that road yesterday, and that's why I asked, because I thought that road had been completed and it has been swept by the rains because they failed to put the tarmac. So, Tom Ojianda, you pride yourself of being the the senator for Kisumu, who goes to State House to bring development. Go to State House and order them to bring the contractor from Kapsabet back here to complete that 5-kilometer road. Anyway, so that is the fact. There is that emergence, the question of the hustlers. And lastly, in the next 1 year, Rigathi Gachagua and all these Kenya Kwanza government officials making noise will not be referring to Jubilee scandals. Because the kind of corruption that is going to be unearthed in Kenya Kwanza government is going to dwarf. So people like Rigathi Gachagua will not find it fashionable to pick a microphone and start attacking Uhuru Kenyatta over corruption, because Kenya Kwanza is going to go down because of corruption. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee McQueen. Bye-bye. There's a video I'm doing next. I was away today, but that video is coming up tomorrow. I wanted to give you some hint, but I'm not giving you, because I know when I do that, someone will try to recreate the video. But which other content do you suggest for me? What do you want me to analyze next? Let me read in the comment section what you guys feel I should analyze. I want to promise you, if you suggest the topic, then I'm going to do it. But a topic must, at least we must get some concurrence, at least 2 or 3 people recommending a same topic. Until next time, this is Lee McQueen. Bye-bye.